Good morning. I'm in the yard. I'm knocking down weeds and giving some semblance of order to my big backyard that is amazingly full of tall grasses and things that should have been disposed of a long time ago. So the last couple of days, yesterday and today, a thought has gotten into my consciousness, into my heart, into my soul, now into my mouth, about God's exceedingly abundantly above. So God says we need to love Him with all of our heart, with all of our soul, with all of our mind and strength, and our neighbors like ourselves. And He said He does exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask or think. So I think that that is part of the key to how we need to love. We can't do that exactly with God. We can, because we're going to do more than we could ever think, more than we can ever imagine, to demonstrate our love for Him. But He wants us, I think, to be doing exceedingly abundantly above all that is reasonable, what we in our flesh think is reasonable. All we could ask or think for our neighbors as well. So that's kind of a novel thought. It's a novel thought to me. Maybe you came up with that a long time for your own heart. But if we are created in God's image, then what we think about our neighbors, what we think about those about us that are strangers, we need to think how God thinks. And we need to do in the way that God does. He said we should lay down our lives for each other. That's what He did for us. He laid down His life for us. And He is always doing exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think. There are times in my past where I thought, wow, I really blew that. Wish I hadn't said that. Wish I hadn't done that. Wish I could have. Wish I would have. But I think the joy and the humor is that when Satan thinks he's squashed us, when Satan thinks he's devastated us, that God is actually doing exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask or think, with our mistakes, with our faux pas, as we give them to Him, like little kids going to Daddy with our broken toys. Fix it, Daddy. Fix it. That doesn't mean He's going to make it like it never happened. But if you're going to the artist who is your dad, and he's doing a mighty work, and then you put your little fingerprints all over it, well, your daddy who loves you is going to make that part of the picture that is even better, even more dynamic, even more interesting. He does exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask or think. And not only that, but if you look at Jesus and what the Bible says about Him, He had prepared Jesus, who is our exceedingly abundantly above all that we could ask or think. He prepared His death and His purchase of our freedom in eternity past, before time itself. He had already done exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask or think. So Don't be discouraged. God does not accuse you. Satan, he's the accuser. Just think that he is always doing, even in your mistakes, your little fingerprints on the master, I'm sorry, on the master's art. He's making something amazing. Not just amazing, but glorious and stunning. Glorious and stunning with your life. It's going to make God the star of the story, because it's things that only he could accomplish, and that's the way he wants it. He does not share his glory with another. So let's look around and see where we can do things exceedingly abundantly above all that anybody could ask or think, because we are just like our Papa. Have a great day.